The Saturday morning, I usually launch from Avon Beach. For me, like especially with the impairment, it was walking and running becomes quite uncomfortable. Cycling, as I start to sweat, my leg then falls off, so it becomes with this sort of challenges. But being in a boat, like being on the water, is something that I just love and I've been drawn to always. The ocean to me is like visceral, like I need to be part of it some way, whether I'm in it, under it, or on it. So I started then paddling with a local club, Poole Harbour Canoe Club, and they basically received an email from British Canoeing, now known as Paddle UK, basically saying that they're looking for disabled paddlers to come and give it a go with the carrot of like getting to the next Paralympic Games, which was Tokyo at the time. And I just said, yeah, let's do it. So I parked my personal training, relocated to Nottingham, and then just went full time from there. So 2017 is when I started full time. This is year 9 of being on program now. So the outrigger canoe is the oldest style of like ocean vessel. Before kayak, it developed in Polynesia, in the Polynesian Triangle. It was then paddled from there over to France and landed in Royal. So it's got huge heritage, like huge history behind it.
What's the difference do you find between surf skiing this sort of canoe versus the actual ones that you race?
The canoe that I sprint in, 200 metre sprint, it's just from A to B, it's within a lane. You get disqualified if you go outside that lane, so directional stability is mega important. You're in a bucket, the bucket drops, so like timing and reactions is massively important as well. But ultimately, being a sprint sport, there's an explosive element to it. It's your ability to express high force. On top of that is then high technical demand, and then you've got your ability to analyse data. So with all those things, it becomes quite clinical, and essentially you can complete any of that in any vehicle. Like the vehicle's irrelevant, it doesn't have to be in a canoe. Whereas when I'm in this, it's about reading the water, understanding what the wind is doing, the waves are doing, the current is doing, and then also like drafting off of people as well, having those kind of like skill set and having a bit of like a race plan, because your race is going to be, you know, the longest race I've ever done is 21 kilometers. That took me like 2.5 hours. That was around Hailing Islands. Yours is obviously a little bit longer than that. Like your first one being DW is going to be a lot longer than that. So your strategy, nutrition, like refueling, like portages, all of that is going to be huge to get right. And then when it comes to the Yukon, it's another level again. So it's your ability to kind of like absorb and get involved in the environment is going to be key. Your ability to relax in the environment is going to be so important. When I do sprint, you don't have those options. The pressure is on. I could lose my job in a 50-second race, essentially. So if I don't perform within that 50-second race, that they're like, you're off program, you're done. So it's like the pressure's real, and it is for you guys as well, but in a very different way. For me, it's about like, because of how much it's enriched my life, like being on the water, like living with impairments, like people should be in these boats. You know, they say for your kind of mental headspace, something green, something blue. We should all be doing something green, something blue to keep your mental health in check. And this ticks both of those. We're going to go up a river in a minute. We're going to see loads of green. We're going to be on the blue, or you could go out into the ocean and be involved in all that. And I've seen like dolphins and all sorts of incredible sort of like sea life out there, as well as like being on the rivers. You see otters and, you know, kingfishers and things. It's just cool. You don't get to see that.
There's a lot of kingfishers here.
There's loads of kingfishers, especially
we're local, so
that's it. Yeah, we've got quite a big competition season coming up this year. They've brought in a new system where we have to earn a certain amount of points to even be eligible for selection in 2028. So it's a little bit more pressure on each race. It's going to be exciting. We also have to do one out of continent as well, so we're going to be going over to Canada for that one, which will be epic. Next year is going to be in Tokyo. That comes with new challenges where we then don't take our boats there. Our boats have adaptions. When we've all got impairments, we've all got special adaptions that go in the boat so we can fit in it. But we then have to get into a completely different boat and figure it out in the moment and produce a high-pressured race. So it's comes with different challenges, but it's going to be probably
within a week of getting there.
Within a week of getting there, exactly, yeah. Am I right in thinking that your first one was DW?
Yes, yeah. So we have a few lead-up races to the Devizes to Westminster, which is like some training stuff.
Yeah.
So we did a 18-miler a few weeks ago, and then we did 23 miles the weekend I just went.
Nice, okay.
So some decent training going into it, but
and is there portages within?
Portages, so yeah, the last one was 35 portages.
And those will get you. I mean, you're sort of, you're 25k in, and that's the first stint, no portages.
Yeah.
Bring it 6 hours later, you've got to pick that boat up.
So I've never done a portage. Like, what is a portage?
So on any lock that you come up to, you pull it over either to the right hand side, left hand side, because there'll be a nice sort of run-off bit platform where you can park up a boat or something whilst they're coming.
Yeah.
Come to that point, both of you simultaneously get out of the boat, pick up the boat, sort of either throw it over to your shoulders, whatever feels comfortable at the time. I mean, when you're 100 miles in, maybe throwing it on
Drag
your
it,
shoulders isn't
yeah.
the best idea, but you might end up dragging it across the floor, yeah. But you basically sort of run over the portage, you get to the other side, throw it in, and then that's usually where your support crew will come in, maybe replace your water, give you some food, that sort of stuff. And basically just check on how you do. Because after 18 hours, they're sort of the ones signing off on you. We heard from one of our coaches, there was one time where he was sat there just thinking, do I send these people onto the tideway? They don't look like they're normal. It does become at some point you're more reliant upon your support crew than you are yourself.
And how far is a portage? Like how far would you have to carry it?
They vary. They vary from
Yeah.
sort of the worst ones you can get can be 500 meters or they can be 20 meters.
Right.
And it doesn't sound like much, but honestly, there's 77 of
Yeah,
these, and it's a heavy boat, and you've done 100 kilometers already by now, and you are just broken, and
Yeah.
you've just got to shove it on your shoulder, and you've got to leg it,
Right.
because that's honestly. This is where the race is made for lots of crews. It's in the portages, it's in those tiny details. It's how long are you spending on the side of the river? How long are you fooding for?
Yeah.
On the water, everyone's sort of the same pace, but
Okay.
you take it off the water and it's just you've got to have a mindset where you've got to get it over to the next stretch of water.
Yeah.
I think over the entire course of the Devizes to Westminster, I think you end up running the length of about half a marathon on your shoulder, which is 21k.
Okay. The Yukon, there's no portages.
Yukon, there's no portages whatsoever.
I
So
think we cross one bridge at the beginning, one bridge at the end,
Okay.
and that's about it. You don't see anything,
Yeah.
no one. It's honestly, it's incredible.
How long each time will you be in the boat? What's the stretch?
18 hours a day on the boat,
Right.
6 hours a day out of the boat, and that's mandatory sleeping, eating, 10. So realistically, you're only probably getting about 5 hours of sleep.
And when it comes to feeding, you're going to take it in turns. So person in front is paddling while the person in the back can eat, and then vice versa.
Yeah. So it's
That sort of
definitely
thing.
shifts on that front, and you've got to be careful because you've got to protect your wrists. Obviously, and there's a lot of weight in that boat. If you're paddling on your own again, your wrists are going to start deteriorating. I mean, the Yukon is sort of survival of just keeping yourself alive and keeping yourself moving. There's stories of crews, even on the first day, they'll get in their beds finally, they're ready for the end of the shift, and they can't sleep just because their wrists are just killing them.
Really?
There's stories of crews sleeping with their hands in their pockets, their hands tied up to something,
Right.
just because their body, your body starts breaking down after 18 hours of doing the same thing, day in, day out for up to 9 days.
You are representing some pretty big charities, aren't you?
Currently raising money for Race Against Dementia and Sue Ryder.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is me and Ben have gone through quite a lot recently, especially with our grandparents. So it's nice to give back to charities that either are making a difference or are trying to help those sort of people in need. I had my grandmother pass in late December when I just moved to university, and I had also had my grandfather pass on Christmas Day. Both of them were supported by Sue Ryder.
Okay.
So it's the whole entire point of whatever you can do to make a difference,
Definitely.
do it. At the end of the day, what me and Ben are doing comparative to what the impact they had on us is pretty much minuscule.
I mean, sort of the scope and the size of what we're trying to do will never, ever equate to what they were to us, but we're always going to try and match it. The serious nature of what we're doing comes from them and our want to honor them and remember, and that's what mission memory is at the end of the day.
Yeah, love that.
When it comes to it, and it's a Thursday night, the weather's awful, the river's cold, and you don't want to be out there. That's what gets you out there at the end of it. It's what are you doing this for? Why are we here? What do we stand for?
And you guys started in December. So you
I think starting in winter was almost our superpower in a way. Sort of, we've done the hard stuff now. We know how bad it can be. Once the sun comes out, once the sunglasses get on, we're happy. We're like, oh, this is easy. What's all the fuss about?
One thing I am scared about is the Yukon. What's it? It's the Green Monster.
There's a section that's sort of the indigenous tribes of people of the Yukon they call the Green Monster. It's about 200 miles in. You've gone past Dawson City by now, which is the last sort of known inhabited area up there. More people have gone up Everest as the stat.
No.
And you enter this area and it's just nothing up there. The river it turns into a maze. And by now you're sleep deprived. You're struggling to sort of even think about the next 5 minutes ahead of you, and you've got to navigate this entire maze, and it's just honestly it's incredible. So we've got a lot to grit down, a lot to study. We're mapping constantly. So for this endeavor we have to map our entire route because satellite and GPS just doesn't map the river. Obviously the glacier flow comes through in the winter and then it sets and it freezes and you get this completely new river.
It's mega. It's an adventure, man. It's a full-on adventure.
You know, when you come back for your second year of university and you go, so I just I did a third of the length of the Atlantic last week. So it'll be great fun.
So like you said, people are helping you to get there.
No, massively
You've
so.
got
Yeah.
some sponsors behind you.
Yeah, massively
Today
so.
we're here with Nite watches. When did you get involved with Nite watches, and how long have you been with them?
We got involved with Nite watches, I'd like to say back in September of 2025.
Nite's always been a bit of a dream for us. I mean, we've always loved their kit, their content, their quality. Roger, of course.
Yes.
So sort of
right.
writing that initial letter to reach out tonight and go, listen, we love what you are. We hope you love what we are. We want to show you. We want to prove to you that we can prove for our own passion and sort of join us on this mission.
Yeah.
And I mean, Roger was the first person to see the light in that, and he just went, listen, boys, I don't know if you're the deal, but I'm going to trust you. I want to give you a chance. And he was the first person, the first real brand, the first proper British brand to go, listen, I'm going to give you a chance. I think that's what Nite is.
And that's really nice for you to say, because let me tell you, we get approached 3-4 times a week for people looking for sponsorship, and we get even more people that want to be a Nite Maverick. It's not cheesy. It's about a Maverick spirit. The Maverick spirit is forging your own path. It's about integrity. It's just about doing things selflessly. That's what a Maverick does. Jack's been with us, what, 3 or 4 years?
3 or 4 years now, yeah.
You approached me, and I just thought, what a nice couple of lads. Do you know what? They're making the effort, and they turned up in my office. Get this, in suits.
Right. Yeah.
And they just went to give me a full presentation, and they've proven to be they're our youngest Mavericks ever. They've done everything they said they were going to do, and they're doing it to the nth degree. So I'm going to support them all the way through. I'd love to be able to go to the Yukon with them, but that just isn't going to happen. Unfortunately, I've got a company to run.
Yes.
So, we'll be following you all the way. So,
That
so
means
it's
a lot,
great.
genuinely.
Yeah, thank you.